Listen to a conversation between a student and an employee in the student housing office.
Hi, I'm a first-year student here. I live in the dorms, and I like where I'm living now. It's convenient and quiet, but I'm starting to think about where I want to live next year.
Good idea. As a second year, you'll have more freedom to choose a place that suits your needs.
Yeah, and I want to make sure that I apply in time to get what I want. And a friend was telling me about these common interest houses on campus.
Yes, we have a language house, a life science house, a music house.
Yeah, the music house. That's the one I'm interested in. But I'm not a music major. I do play an instrument, but I'm a history major.
Oh, that's not an issue. You see, that house isn't just for music majors, it's for anyone who's interested in music.
But isn't that everyone?
Well, maybe, but the house has a performance area and practice rooms. So people who choose to live there need to be open to the possibility that there's always going to be someone playing something. An instrument, the radio, even at odd times. You're pretty much always going to hear music there. That might bother some people.
Doesn't bother me. And I'd love to have a place to practice my saxophone without worrying about disturbing people.
Well, it does sound like it might be a good fit for you. And the house also functions as a social club.
I know they do activities, but I don't know much beyond that.
Well, for example, every month I think it is, there's an informal concert. Any house resident can perform. And remember that big jazz festival at University Park last month?
Of course. It was amazing. The music was great. I didn't connect it to the music house.
Not many people do. Anyway, they put on a whole range of other activities as well. Someone at the house could give you more information about those.
So how do what's the process for getting a room there?
You need to fill out an application form and send it to the house director. The form's on the housing department's website. But don't get your hopes up too high. They can only accept about 30% of the students who apply.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
So for your application, it needs to include a personal statement. You know, why you're interested in living in the house, how you might contribute to the group. There are guidelines on the form. That statement's really important because it's basically how they decide who to accept into the house.
Why does the student go to see the woman? Listen to a conversation between a student and a campus mail center employee.
Sorry you had to wait. It's a busy time of year. Lots of people mailing packages home.
I bet. I'll have to come next week to do that. I'm moving out of my dorm and I'm sending some papers home.
Okay, we'll be here. What can I do for you today?
Well, my roommate asked me to pick something up for her. I told her I was coming down here. She got this notice saying there was a package to pick up. I guess it was too big to fit into her mailbox.
I'm sorry, but I can only give packages to the person who they're addressed to. It's university policy.
Really? Could you make an exception? She is my roommate.
I wish I could, but she'll have to come and get it herself. And be sure to tell her to have her student ID card on her. We'll need to see identification. Oh, and she'll need that package notification, too.
Okay, I'll let her know. Also, since I'm moving, I'll be able to receive my mail at my new apartment, so I don't really need my campus mailbox.
Oh, okay. Although I should tell you that we do recommend that students use the campus mailbox service, even if they are moving off campus.
Really? Why?
Well, if any of your professors want to notify you of changes to class schedules or get in touch with you for any reason.
My professors have my email address.
Yes, that's true, but remember things like university newsletters, flyers from university clubs, notices about special events, they're only distributed to campus mailboxes. None of that's mailed off campus.
Well, I work at the college newspaper, so I should be able to keep on top of what's going on. Plus, there's the bulletin board outside the dining hall.
True, but if it's the campus mailbox fee, I might be able to offer you a less expensive rate for next year. We can do that in special circumstances.
Thanks, but, I can afford the mailbox fee. It's just that between my off-campus address, my email account, and the school newspaper, I don't think there'll be a problem.
Okay. In that case, stop by the main desk on your way out of the building and pick up the form you'll need. And don't forget to include a forwarding mail address for anything that's addressed to your box from outside the university.
Why does the student go to see the man? Listen to a conversation between a student and a computer lab administrator.
Excuse me, do you know that all the printers over in the Student Center have stopped working?
There are 8 printers connected to the computers there. You're saying they're all broken?
Yes. I just came from there. There's a lot of frustrated students. So many classes have papers due this afternoon that everyone's trying to print out their stuff at the same time. Those printers got overworked, and now they all have paper jams or some other problem. Can you fix them?
Well, not really. I'm just an administrator. Most of our actual technicians are students who take the job on the side.
Where are they?
Well, most of the students who work at the computer labs study at the engineering school, and unfortunately, they all took the day off. I think they have some big exams tomorrow.
How can there be no technicians working on the biggest deadline day of the semester?
Well, there's one technician working at the computer lab in the arts building. Actually, he just sent me an email message saying there was a huge crowd there and he couldn't figure out why.
Because people need to print their papers. There must be something you can do. People need those printers working.
Well, we just ordered new printers, and next month we're replacing the old printers over in the Student Center with a brand new set of printers.
But the deadline for submitting papers is just 2 hours away.
Well, I'm afraid there's nothing I can do. Your best bet is to probably head to the arts building and get in line there.
But how did this happen again? Last semester, when all the printers broke down, the president of the college got involved. He sent out an email message to all the students saying that he was going to personally do something to make sure that the situation was resolved.
That's right. When we had our budget meeting at the beginning of the semester, the president was there. That's not something he usually does, but he wanted to make sure we ordered the new printers.
The new printers that are coming next month?
Yeah, I ordered them as soon as the budget was approved. It's a shame, but the purchasing process being what it is... You know what? It's possible some of the printers are malfunctioning because they ran out of ink. Well, I'm no technician, but if that's what's wrong, I could fix it. I guess I'll grab some ink cartridges and go over to the Student Center and check. No guarantees. Sorry, but it might fix the problem.
Listen
What do
to
the
a
speakers
conversation.
mainly discuss? Listen to a conversation between a student and a university activities coordinator.
I understand your problem, but the upper level of the Student Center isn't available for the time being.
But my dance group has a performance coming up.
I've been talking with people all day long who are in the exact same situation. There are at least a dozen dance and drama groups on campus, and they're all scrambling for rehearsal space right now.
But I made this reservation last June, before leaving for the summer. No one said anything about construction.
That's because no one knew that the remodeling was going to run over into the beginning of the school year. The builders are just way behind schedule. For a while, we weren't even sure that the dining hall on the lower level would be ready for the start of the semester. So, it could have been a lot worse.
So when will...
The whole upper level will be ready in 6 weeks. The rehearsal rooms, the game room, the computer center.
6 weeks? That's not going to help me. Our performance is in 5 weeks.
Are you part of the program they planned for Parents' Weekend?
Yeah. The thing is, we're a tap dancing group, and we need to practice on hard floors, preferably wood. We can practice on carpet at first, but it's important for us to be able to hear our feet hit the floor.
Interesting. Because of the rhythm, huh?
Yeah, because the tapping becomes part of the music.
So the floors are very important.
Exactly. And just about everywhere on campus has carpeting.
Well, there's always the stage at the student theater. Though it's a long shot. We can look at the schedule. There might be some odd hours free.
What about in town? Do you think the university could help us rent a rehearsal space in a commercial dance studio in town, given the situation?
That's not really my call. I can reserve rehearsal and performance spaces on campus for you, but off campus?
So who would I talk to? The dance department?
Look, Let's check the theater schedule first.
Why does the student go to see the man?
Hi, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to get help with the, payment for my classes. Some sort of financial aid. The problem is, I don't know much about it, so I don't really know where to begin. I saw this poster about work-study programs. Can you tell me something about that?
Well, I think you're talking about the government-sponsored work-study program. It works like this. You work on campus and get paid an hourly wage, just like a regular job. However, instead of getting a paycheck, the money goes directly to your bill for your courses. But almost all work-study jobs pay minimum wage, which is usually pretty low. The truth is, you might do better getting a job off campus, since you can do whatever you want with the money, like paying your rent or buying textbooks.
Thanks. That's very useful. So, how do I find out what's out there?
Let me show you our catalog of various programs, as well as scholarships offered here. That's your best bet, really. If you can find a good scholarship, because you don't have to pay the money back, you might qualify if your grades are good enough, or if you have the right background.
Yeah, that sounds like something I should try for.
Now, this is my desk copy of the catalog, but I can give you your own copy if you want. Oh yeah, be sure to visit the university library too. There's a whole section on financial aid, including application forms.
Why isn't all the information listed in the catalog? It'd be so much easier.
Oh, if we did that, the catalog would be too heavy to pick up. Civic clubs, foundations, organizations from all over the country offer scholarships or other financial assistance to college students. And all kinds of companies have programs to help their employees' children go to college. If either of your parents works for a large corporation, have them check to see if their companies do that.
Okay, good idea. Hey, my dad works for a big accounting firm, and he's a member of a professional accounting organization. Do you think they'd offer financial aid?
Yes, that's fairly common, especially if you're planning to go into accounting. What are you studying? What do you plan to do after you graduate?
I want to become a dentist. I'm enrolled in the pre-med program for dentistry.
Okay, so I'd suggest looking in the library for information on organizations that have to do with dentistry. Any number of them might offer scholarships to students planning to join their profession.
I'll definitely investigate that one.
Great! But be sure to talk to one of our librarians, too. They get the same questions over and over, so they can save you a great deal of time.
What are the speakers mainly discussing?